Hey everyone, my name is Derek Henry, and this is a second in a 10-part series where we're looking at Excel hacks for companies in the retail, restaurant, multi-unit space. So today we're going to talk about how to automate reconciliations and journal entries for prepaid entries and accounts. So let's look at an example file here. Now, remember last time we looked at fiscal calendars and how those can be a little screwy with retail style calendars. So once you have that defined, you can paste that in here, and what this is going to let you do is take a data source like a GL detail and automate this process. So put that fiscal calendar on the left, put in some of the values here for some of these settings, like how do you want to calculate by the day, by the days in a period, etc. And then define which of the columns have key data points, like the start date, the end date, the column, etc. And so what you're going to do is copy and paste transactions like a GL detail into a sheet like this one. Okay, so we've got some sample data here. Notice the start and end date in J and K, the amount in N as we've defined them. So then we will run this macro. It will update it, and you have a dynamic reconciliation here. So we have all of the different transactions here. That's the description, or if you want to show them instead by the location or the reference or something else, you can do that. So here's location, and it's going to show you a roll forward, the starting amount for the period, what was the original amount, any additions, amortization, and ending. So very helpful for putting together a reconciliation or really whatever you're trying to do. Cool thing is it's going to accumulate these over time. So here are all the amortization lines. By the way, if you're using Blackline, this is very easy to import these because it doesn't natively support the fiscal calendar like this. Here's all those transactions over time. Here's all the amortization lines over time. So the idea is that you're updating this each period with new transactions you have prepaid and gone through AP. But even better is automating the journal entry process for amortization. So again, copy in those period end dates. This is related, but it's a separate macro. Put in those period end dates. Define the mapping of the journal entries that you're going to have to the amortization lines. So what journal entry columns do you have, A through F? Where does that come from in the source data? You can have fixed values, you can put formulas in place, and the idea is to reuse all of these settings. So here's your source. This just happens to be the amortization for the current period, and you can define it over here in the rec, so you've got your current period. So there's your data source. You've mapped that to this output here. So when you run it, it builds this. It also has a check in place to show you whether the debits and credits add up. This is a great way to automate a process that's often really manual and ripe for errors when you have prepaids like this. And it may not be very easy when you have fiscal calendar dates. So hopefully you find this helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.